So I hope you all had a good KubeCon. Thanks a lot for coming. My name is Kunal Kushwaha. I work as the field CTO at Civo. We are the ones who have the big booth. We're a cloud provider. You must have had some good conversations. I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces. Today we're going to talk about machine learning operations and GitOps. So we're going to talk about ML and GitOps, a bunch of stuff. But yeah, I'm Kunal. I'm the field CTO at Civo. I'm the founder of We Make Devs, which is a big, we have 80,000 people in our community. We teach them, we do hackathons, meetups, and whatnot. And CNCF ambassador, GitHub star, I love teaching. I have a YouTube channel where I teach around 800,000 folks who are learning, and I love interacting with amazing people like you. What we're going to do today, I promised we will discuss challenges in machine learning operations. You saw that in the agenda, so I will talk about that. When I do presentations, I like it to be very interactive. So I wanna, I know everyone faces different challenges, so we will do like some polls as well while I am spinning up my NVIDIA GPU, because it's gonna take like 10 minutes. So we have a nice demo also where I'll teach you, like, I'll give an example of hosting our own ChatGPT, like Olama application on a Kubernetes cluster. So we'll do that, and I'll show you how to deploy that, but then I'll show you the GitOps way as well, like just using GitHub Actions and a simple command and just, that's it. And I want to read the room a little bit. How many of you don't know what GitOps is? And that's fine, it's okay. Just show a quick raise of hands, it's okay. It's all right. Like if you haven't really, okay, few people. How many of you are new to machine learning? Okay, so good mix of people. All right. How many of you don't know what machine learning is? Like you just know it's like, you don't know like the, let's say, technicalities, you just know it's like Robocop or Terminator. Like how ML, model training, I'm just trying to understand. So that's how we'll do it. Okay. Yeah, so we'll talk about what is GitOps, how GitOps fits into machine learning. How much time do I have? It's 5:25, right, in the schedule? Yeah, okay. So I'll make this quick. And we'll do a hands-on demonstration of running your own ChatGPT on Civo. We'll do an audience poll. While the cluster is building, I'll ask you some nice questions. We'll interact. And yeah, just do some closing remarks. So let me start with like the top challenges in machine learning. These are the stats and the challenges that I'll be sharing are the findings from a research that we did. We did a survey, we spoke to a lot of organizations, completely neutral towards everyone, and we learned about what their challenges are. And I'll give you an opportunity to share your challenges as well. So please keep your phones ready. But yeah, I mean, as you can see on the screen, this is a nice graph around top 5 challenges of machine learning. And as you can see, many developers, they struggle with deploying their ML projects, due to the complexity and the cost. In the report that we had, it was reported that around 25% of the projects people had abandoned, while nearly a quarter gave up on when they were like 26 to 50% in the pipeline of deploying and building ML projects. So the main issue is setting up the complex infrastructure. So you have to do a lot of things, managing resources, you have to do monitoring, extracting features called feature engineering, which takes up a lot of time. So without enough expertise or resources, many projects, they fail before they even reach production. And these are real stats. Like we did a survey and we found that to be true. Time is a big issue. I think time is also sometimes measured in money, like how much time people are spending in organization. So when we talk about the time spent in machine learning, as you can see, and feature engineering and data engineering, infrastructure engineering takes a heavy chunk of that. Do you think smaller companies face? Show raise of hands if you feel like smaller companies face more challenges compared to bigger companies. Why so less hands? Yeah, smaller companies do face bigger challenges because why? Any guesses why? Yeah.
Mostly the initial cost.
Exactly, 100%. Yeah, and I feel like in one way they also have limited time and resources. I'll share a little bit more about the structure of the organization. This next slide. I don't want to ruin it, but nearly half of the developers from our survey we found say that ML projects take too long, and around 60% of smaller companies said that they don't even have a dedicated ML team, right? And research shows that only 5% of the time goes to actual machine learning work. Like the companies like we are doing this machine learning project, right? A small company. Only 5% of that time will go into actual ML work. Do you know what the rest of the 95% is spent on? Yeah? Infrastructure setup and data setup, right? So this is why it makes it tough for people to complete ML projects, especially for smaller businesses, especially because there's a huge lack of ML expertise in the team. Like nearly half of the organizations lack dedicated machine learning teams, and hiring skilled professionals is seen as crucial by around more than 60% of the businesses. But a bigger roadblock is the global machine learning talent shortage. That's what we found in our survey as well. So around 63% of the leaders highlighted this issue. And making matters worse, many companies don't offer ML specific training, which is why if you don't offer ML specific training, which is why I think they're limiting their in-house expertise. So they have to rely on people on the outside. So this talent gap as well often causes machine learning projects to stall or fail entirely, right? Disparity in adoption. I want to share this as well, but I want to ask you before I share it. Yeah, obviously, I mean, what do you think about large organizations? I mean, they have dedicated ML team. Anyone here who has a dedicated ML team? Dedicated ML team. How big is your big organization and dedicated ML team? Small organization and dedicated ML team. Okay, 2, 3. So yeah, I mean, larger companies are more likely to have dedicated ML teams. So in our we did the survey, we found around 57% reporting that such teams, and around 60% of the smaller companies lack them. So you can see, and as you can see, there's a major disparity between the company size. So how are the smaller companies supposed to compete? If they are not able to invest in this, the infrastructure and the teams and all these other things. So it's not just about those big budgets, but I think it's more of a culture thing as well. Next one is one more challenge I think remaining. Can anyone guess? What is it that it's not like technically related? It's not technical. Yeah. Huh? Sovereignty kahan se aa gaya? Sovereignty is different. Lack of investment from the higher authorities. Around more than 60% of the organizations, they lack tools needed for successful ML projects. So they struggle with deployment and they have higher failure rates. And smaller companies, obviously, as we established, they face a much tougher challenge due to, you have limited budget for R&D and tools training and whatnot. So there's a big tech gap where only, I would say, well-funded organizations are the ones who are fully benefiting from machine learning. Okay, I've been speaking for a while. A lot of challenges. We'll talk about what your challenges are as well later. But I have a very quick question. What's the one thing that can solve all these challenges that I have listed?
Maybe
Just think about beyond tech also. Open source, yeah. So how open source can help? Any fans of open source here? You raise the hands, yeah. So what we did, ideally I am the kind of guy who likes to learn from people who have made it, or companies who are doing very good. So we asked them, what are you doing? Like some smaller companies who raised their hands, sure you're using open source tools, but we found that 72% of the folks said that open source speeds up ML deployment. And for companies who raise their hands like you don't have a dedicated ML team, yeah, that's the way to go. Collaboration and innovation, so complete platforms like GitHub are there for knowledge sharing, innovation, events like this. I would say this is, well, it's an open source event, so you all are here, we're learning from each other. I learned a lot from all of you, so thank you. So I think, yeah, it's all about collaboration and innovation. That's the key of open source. Next one, anyone who can guess the next point, how open source can help? One more thing I didn't mention. Think about using the tool. It's not always free, but yeah. Yeah, you're sort of right, flexibility and customization. So you can, if you have an open source tool that you're using, you can tailor machine learning solutions to fit your own unique needs. And yeah. So we will talk about that, and we'll do a nice demo as well, but I want to talk about GitOps now. So what is GitOps? Think of it like, anyone cooks? Who's a cook? Raise your hands if you're a cook. Just one? Two? Oh, okay, interesting. You all need hobbies. So it's like you read a book and you cook meals. So reading a book is like Git. The recipe book is your Git, and cooking meals is deploying software. So you just write down the recipe or your desired system state, follow it step by step, and you adjust it if something goes wrong. And yeah, if anyone else wants the same meal, like I live in London, my parents live in Delhi, and if I'm talking to my mother, I'm like, gajar ka halwa khana hai. Like if I want to eat gajar ka halwa, is she going to pack it and ship it to London? She will give me recipe. By the time it reaches London, it's going to be mushy and expired or whatnot. So if someone else wants to run the same system, infrastructure, whatnot, that's GitOps. But yeah, there's the single source of truth. So Git stores the desired state of your system. This is what I need. These are the networks, whatever stuff I need. Just put it in GitHub, and that's the single source of truth. Whatever says the Git repository, that's what will happen. Automation. So if I make a new commit, right? I want to change some font in the website. I'll just make a new commit. It gets merged. It should automatically be reflected in my deployment, right, on my website. So automation is there, version control. Every change is tracked, and you can see, how things are happening. Google Doc is just like an example. Like if you use Google Doc, someone makes a change, you see who made what change at what time. You can see that. But if something breaks, you can go back also because you're seeing that history. So you can do rollback as well if something breaks. And consistency. So ensures that all the environments stay identical. Because with machine learning, especially, we use a lot of tools and dependencies, and there are a lot of steps involved. So I think oftentimes the consistency issues arrive as well. I'll do the demo very quickly, but I want to talk about how GitOps fits into machine learning. So GitOps, before I talk about that, let me just actually do my Slido thingy. How do I do this? What is that? Start interaction? Oh, present. How's the internet here? So please bring out your phones. I want to learn from everyone. You can join the Slido, and how do I go to the previous? Okay. Oh, you got a spoiler. I was going to ask favorite place in Delhi. So you can scan this and answer. And in the end, you can take a nice picture of all the challenges that people face. So you'll see what all challenges that folks are facing. So what challenges have you faced when deploying ML models in production? And this is very cool, but one other thing that happens is if many people say the same thing, it will highlight that much bigger. And it's anonymous also. You don't have to sign up or anything. I'm just looking to learn and, infrastructure majorly. That's true, yeah. ML nahi aata hai. I think like now we are in an age that you won't call yourself an AI developer. You'll just call yourself a developer. and everyone will use AI. I think that's where we are headed. Cost, it's good. Cost of deployment, lack of computing power, so you can see it's majorly the stuff that I mentioned, but I am really looking for new stuff, the things that I didn't mention. Skill set. Multimodal inferencing, okay? Cost is the biggest one, learning curve and infrastructure. Lack of computing power, yeah? Hardware and data preprocessing, consistency. Too many options. Is that a bad thing? Who thinks that having too many options is like the CNCF landscape, do you know it's very big? One domain has thousands of projects and people say it's like complex. Who thinks it's like not good? Yeah, I feel like it's like a, yeah, it's not like that. I think when you have so many options, the way I look at it is that, let me just check if I do have time. Yeah, I have time. I look at it like when you're looking for a word in a dictionary, I mean, now we can just Google, but yeah, let's say you're looking for the definition of streamline. So let's say you have an Oxford dictionary and you're like, okay, now I want to search the meaning of the word streamline. So you will get really overwhelmed because you have so many thousands of words. Do you get overwhelmed? No. You see what you're looking for, what your requirements are. It starts with S, then T. And I think that's the same case with like when a domain has a multiple plethora of tools. You see what your requirements are, what the other folks are using, and then you narrow it down based on that. But that's good. If you want to take a picture, maybe I can share in the end as well, but let's move forward to the next question because we need to do demo also. But that's good. How do you currently manage versioning and deployment of ML models? Where are you deploying? What tools are you using? Put everything. Kubeflow, obviously. MLflow, GitOps, Flux, yeah. I wanted to add Flux in my demo, but it was going to get too much. Weights and bias, oh. Azure, SageMaker, yeah. Azure, Kubeflow and GitHub, sure. Argo, Git. Okay. I think Kubeflow is the winner. All right, let's move forward to the next one, the fun one. Just give it one more minute. Just cautious of time as well. I have a watch. मैं ऊपर क्यों देख रहा हूँ? All right, let's move forward. And your favorite place in Delhi that you have explored. Who is not from Delhi? Okay. How did you like it? Good? Okay. Go to Connaught Place if you have time. It's a nice area. Good restaurants, bars, pubs, shopping. If you want to go extreme, go Chandni Chowk. But like keep your phone safe. But Chandni Chowk is also very nice. I like Chandni Chowk. CP AeroCity. AeroCity is like it's not Delhi. No. Or who wrote AeroCity? No. AeroCity is like just an airport city, literally. Khan Market, Red Fort. You don't like Delhi? No problem. Hotel room, Lodi Garden, Noida. Noida is a different city, but we call it Delhi only because it's very close by. So you can go to DLF Mall of India in Sector 18. It's very nice. Okay, let's move forward. Let me close this, and that's good. Thank you. Slido off. So how GitOps fits into machine learning? So we're simply automating all the model management, ensuring the consistency I spoke about, faster deployments, so on and so forth. So model versioning, you can store ML models, code, and configurations in Git, which tracks the changes like software. We have automated deployments like CI/CD pipelines that automatically deploy models. Like anything you change, it will get deployed. You can literally automate everything like infrastructure and the literally everything. We'll just see that in a minute. And also environment consistency. So anyone else who's using the same repository when they run it on their system, you don't have the issue of it works on my machine and whatnot. And what I mentioned already, rollback and reproducibility, meaning if something goes wrong, you want to move back, you can do that as well. And lastly, also audit and compliance, because data laws and stuff, AI regulations. So you have to see the history that provides a clear audit of trail for data and models and deployments, like what all things happen over the course of time. So audit and compliance is always there. Cool. Why is this not working? Oh, that's working. Hands-on demo. Let's do a demo. We will do a deployment of. Hello. Oh, it works. Yeah. Let's deploy a private chat GPT, like Olama with. We're going to use Llama model, but you can use anything. I'll show you in a minute. And Civo GPU. Anyone use Llama 3? Who has used Llama 3? It's a very cool, powerful project. So you can try to use it for this is how people are using it, real-time chatbots and virtual assistants. Llama 3 is pretty cool for that. So it provides customer experiences like you may have seen online. Now there are AI chatbots, so you can use the Llama 3 models for that. Document analysis, so it's very good for text analysis and summary. I do have time. And any business research decisions you need to make and things like that. Writing support, like emails and stuff that you want to write. If you do some creative work, content creation, all sorts of things. Data mining, scraping, if you want to do that. It's pretty cool for that as well. But yeah, that's essentially about it. And yeah, let's do the demo. Let me show you the demo. Let me also just stop my screen mirroring so I can just share the cool displays. Mirror. That looks good. That's my terminal. That's my Civo repo. So this is the repo I will use. You can take a picture, or I'll share it somehow. I don't know. It's called github.com/civo-learn/Civo LLM boilerplate. You can use that. Very simple way to deploy what we're going to do today. If you want to test it out yourself, you can try that on GitHub repository. But what we're going to do, what this is going to do is it's going to deploy a GPU cluster on Civo Cloud using Terraform, and it's going to automate a lot of steps. Like it's going to create the Olama LLM inference server, the web UI as well. So we will have a nice dashboard that we can work with. If you don't want to do that, you can do using your terminal also. Like you can chat with your models and in a ChatGPT way just using your terminal. That's also fine. There's an NVIDIA device plugin and some examples. But yeah, prerequisites: you need a Civo account, Cloud API key, which I'll show you, and Terraform installed on your local machine. This is how you run it on Terraform, but I will first show you with Terraform, then I'll show you how GitHub Actions does it, right? You can do more advanced stuff, like you can have Flux in it, you can have even more configurations if you want, but this is a good, I wanted to keep a nice balance between the demo and just make it work using GitHub Actions and the Git repository, all the things I mentioned around what GitOps does. So we'll do that in a minute. One more thing I wanted to share with you before I forget. Yeah, that's the Civo dashboard. If you want to get your keys, it is just go to your profile and security, and this is your API key, right? So Terraform in it, that is fine. Terraform plan. It's good. So let's see what it's going to create. Here you can see what are we making. So an Olama UI service, right? So you can access the UI, some firewalls. It's going to create a Kubernetes cluster. It's a GPU cluster, an NVIDIA GPU cluster, and a network, and it's going to install Olama as well, and Olama UI, and the device plugin. So all the things I showed you in the README file, that's essentially what we're installing. And yeah, that should be pretty straightforward. Cool. I'm not going to go through, like, if you want me to, I can, but these are like individual components you can explore yourself. I mainly don't want to dive much into, the core ML part, but more on the deployment part. So if you have this example, you have some other example, I'm going to show you how easy it is. And then you can do just Terraform, apply, please work. If it doesn't, then okay, yes. It's going to take like 10 minutes, okay. The network already exists. Okay, I have to delete the network already exists. Network. I forgot which region this was in. Was it London? I don't know. Yeah, because I ran this demo before. So it's, do I do Terraform destroy? It's saying that you already have the resources created, which is fine. Okay, let me try now. One destroyed. Should work. Demo gods, please. I don't mind if demos fail. We are all humans. Okay. We refresh. Cluster creating. Hey. Okay, just me? Never mind. Never mind. But let me run it first. It's going to take 10 minutes. But yeah, you can do that, the n number of steps or whatever you want to do. Even if you're not using Terraform, you're doing these manually and everything. This is just a smaller example. I'm just using simple Terraform, just adding some modules and these things. But you can do it in a GitOps way, like you can set up CI/CD. And so for example, whenever we make this commit, like I made this one commit called fix Terraform issues, right? So you can see what it did. We had a Python, there was a Python like linter, so it checked whether all the things are being correct, like indentation and stuff. What did that do? Yeah, check out the repo, convert the repository owner to lowercase because it asks for the name in lowercase when we pass it. Set up Docker, log into GitHub container registry. One issue I faced with the container registry thing is you have to, if you try it on your own local system, make sure you go to like, let me just go to my repositories. This was this setting. Make sure you have actions, GitHub actions. Make sure you have this to allow all, and make sure you have this to read and write permissions for the workflow. Otherwise, it's going to give an error. Like, it's not going to be able to push to GSCR. But that's it. Otherwise, other than that, it should work. Like, if you have this boilerplate, like you just literally use this template, create it in your own repository, and that's it. Yeah, because it's going to run the GitHub actions. So one other thing you would have to do is set an environment variable. Yeah, that's one other thing, and that's it. So go to secrets, actions, Civo token, right? And that you can get from your settings, profile, I showed you, security, and that's it. So just set that setting for the actions, set the token, and you're good to go. So you can use this demo. And then it did like, yeah, cache Docker layers, build the Docker image, push it, set up Terraform init plan. So it's still creating 2 minutes, 30 seconds, 2 minutes 40. It's going to take around 7 more minutes, I know. But I can show you a demo of like, let's just take this for example. Like I made a commit, it ran these actions, and it should have it deployed here. Like this is where we are right now. See, minutes elapsed. So it took 15 minutes over here. And I can just, where it succeeded here. So here we have the IP, paste. So this is running, this is Olama running on Civo. Once this finishes, I will get the same output, right? So it's, see this one, still creating elapsed. I'm in the same stage. After that, it will show me the creation part, like for some other services. And then it's just going to be like, okay, cool. all done, output. Same thing I'll get over here. Okay, and when you run, you will also get the same thing. Can give in my name, Kunal Kushwaha, kunal@civo.com, password, kubecon, create admin account. Nope. So that's Olama running on Civo, and let's try to use it. Let me get some. Does it have model? It has model, Llama 2. Why would anyone use Civo over AWS? Let's try that. Okay, cool, thank you. Okay, thank you. I feel so awkward clapping for myself, but I'm actually clapping for you all that you came to my talk, and yeah, I appreciate it. But overall, what did we do? We just discussed the challenges. We discussed how open source can help. We learned about what all challenges you are facing. And we saw this little demo. Like, I didn't have to write anything, no code, nothing. It's just you make a PR, PR gets merged, it happens automatically. It's not an ML talk. I'm not going to talk about machine learning. I'm not going to talk about like the intricate details about how this model is built and the mathematics or whatnot. But it's more about how simple it is to deploy such applications. Now this is running on Civo, right? You can also go to that URL and you can try it. Is it done, or I'm just going to wait for this? I think I'm over time. But anyway, so it's creating an NVIDIA A100, as you can see over here. The small one should work. Usually takes around 10-15 minutes, as you saw over there. Then you can also get different models. So if you don't want Llama 3, you can go to, where's the settings? Nope, not that. Settings, interface. Admin, yeah, thank you. Admin settings, connections, this one, manage. So we have two models, but you can install any one. Let's try something else. Let's try Mistral. Click here, download, pulling, downloading. So that's running on Civo, and my whole point was how simple it was. I didn't have to write any, hefty files or any config. Did you see me configure anything apart from the Civo token? No, nothing. It's all done. Like it's in the GitHub. It's single source of truth. Whenever you make a new PR, it's just going to update that, and that's what I wanted to show you. But there's much more to do. Much more tools out there. Many more tools out there, and I want to say thanks for coming. I know I'm over time already, so really appreciate it, and thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. Namaste, and try it out. It's the project is open sourced, but you can literally. I just took this ChatGPT example because it was cool. Like you're running your own LLM models on your own cluster, but you can do whatever you want, and that should be done 100%. Please work. Is that working? Okay, that should work. New chat. Yeah, Mistral has been downloaded, so there you go. Overcome procrastination. What's Mistral used for? I forgot. Is it image? Was it the image one? Okay. Oh, still thinking. This one doesn't work. Anyway, no one is perfect. We'll go with Llama 3. Thank you. I will be here for the remaining of the time. You can find me at the Civo booth. I think there is one more talk left, but I will be here also. I will be at the Civo booth also, but I will hang around here also. And thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. I hope it was fun, and I tried to keep it light, so I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.